Hi y'all, welcome back to Feelin' Froggy Knits. My name is Maya and today we are going to be rating all of my summer knits. So I thought about doing another pattern roundup video about summer knitting patterns because I was like, there's no way I have enough knits to be able to talk about all of my summer knits. I do. I have 9 summer knits that I have made, which is very bizarre to think about. Sorry, my dog is going a little crazy. Desmond! Did you want to say hello, Desmond? Did you want to say hello? My husband is out of town, so he's not able to wrangle the pets, so you might hear some whining and meowing. So I thought I would show you all my summer knits, talk about the patterns themselves, the yarn that I used, and if I would make the top again. Then at the end of the video, I will be talking about my next summer knit, and it is actually going to be a part of a make-along, a summer top make-along with myself, Feelin' Froggy Knits, and my local yarn store, Purple Needle. Now stay tuned till the end how you can be a part of the make-along, and there are a couple of prizes that you can win as well, so make sure to stay tuned. I am going to go through my summer tops in chronological order. I thought this would be best to talk about my experience level when I was making these tops as well, so then you might be able to gauge if you are at the spot where you believe you could make this, or if the juice is not worth the squeeze. Okay, y'all, so sit back, relax, and let's talk about 9 patterns, 9 different yarns, more than 9 different yarns. You'll see. My first ever summer top was camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I knit it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Dusty Artichoke. If you have been on the knitting YouTube sphere, Knitstagram, all that kind of stuff for a while, you will understand the chokehold that Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the colorway Dusty Artichoke had on the knitting community. I was not immune to such trends. When I was thinking about my first top, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm new to knitting. This is going to be hard. No, I was thinking, this is cute, I've got to make it. So here is the first ever summer top that I made. As I said before, camisole number 2 in Knitting for Olive's Pure Silk. This is, it looks like 3x3 ribbing, if my memory serves me correctly, which it usually doesn't. This was a lot for a semi-beginner knitter, mostly because of the back and forth of knits and purls, how it was constructed. I'd hardly knitted anything. I don't know how much experience I thought I would get before I did something like this, but I did it. Really, my only qualm with this pattern is the straps. Obviously, that is something that's very easy to modify, but because I was so new to knitting, I didn't even think about it. I still do believe one day that I will be going back and redoing these straps, making them a little thicker, at least as thick as this section, which isn't very many stitches wide. Actually, it's only 3 stitches wide. So how can I... That's a problem for another day. The long and short of it is I don't think I would make this top again. I really do love the look of this, and so I believe I will make another ribbed cami like this in the future, just not this exact one, because there are so many other designers out there and so many patterns that come out each year. I just wouldn't feel like I needed to repeat the same one twice. Next, I made the camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear in Knitting for Olive's Pure Silk in the colorway, I think it's Lamb's Ear. Funny story, I was accidentally, when I ordered the Dusty Artichoke, was sent this yarn by mistake. I let them know, they sent me the correct amount of Dusty Artichoke, and then they said I could keep this. So I needed to find a pattern where I could make a top with only 2 skeins of that yarn. Again, I was very new. I didn't know a lot of designers, and so I knew that My Favorite Things Knitwear had tank tops that were cute and that worked with this yarn, so I decided to go with this one. Working a broken rib as a beginner was very difficult. I think you know where I'm going to go with this. Would I make this top again? No, but I love it. The only problem, again, is the straps, and I made the straps too long, So I have these two little ties because it is just way too long and it shows too much cleavage when I wear it just on its own. But I think it's kind of cute, the little knots when they're just like hanging on my shoulders, like my little friends. So I wouldn't knit this top again, but I do want to do a shout out to Pure Silk because I think I made these tops probably 4 years ago and I've worn them kind of sparingly in the summers and the yarn has held up so well. If I feel like it's getting a little too stretched out, all I have to do is wash it and it is all good. Pure Silk is a wonderful yarn to use for a summer top. No doubt about it. You just want to make sure it's your right summer top. Then I took a pretty long break from summer knitting. I think the yarn that was required for those patterns and the small needles, it really burned me out on summer top making. And so I think I went at least a year, if not 2 years, before I made my next summer top. And it's not really summery the way that I made it. You'll see. The next summer top that I made was the Tulsta Tea. And it's wrinkly, I'm so sorry. The Tulsta Tea by Rebecca Clow. So this is in Hedgehog Fibers yarn Tweedy. Now let me look at the specs here real quick. This is a 50% Falkland Merino wool, 37.5% recycled wool, and 12.5% Hedgehog Fibers thread waist. So you can see the little nips in the top. That's the thread waist, at least that's what I'm assuming. I saw this during the Wine Country Yarn Hop and I really, really loved the way this looked. I had a friend that knit with this yarn before and it looked so gorgeous and I was like, yes, give it to me. And I only got enough for a t-shirt, so I made this t-shirt. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about the yarn pairing with the pattern, because in the future I would not do this combination of yarn and pattern. This yarn is very wintry. I don't wear it in the summer anymore. I only wear it if I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt underneath, which I like the look of, but it is not very summery. It's just a summer pattern. Also, another thing, again, this has nothing to do with Rebecca Clow, the designer of this pattern. Everybody loves this tee. You can look on Ravelry as proof. I think it has like 16,000 projects on Ravelry. So this is 100% absolutely my mistake. Wearing this with nothing under it, I've actually felted the underarm because I sweat in the summer, and also this is wool, so I sweat even more if it's hot. It's a DK weight, so it's a little thicker. You know, user error. This is 100% my mistake and also a good learning experience too. This mistake means that I won't do this again, and it's still cute. I do wear it in the winter. It's kind of like a nice vest, and I love the color, the little nips, and yeah, this was a bit of a fail on my part again. But I did make another one of these. I don't have it with me. I actually made it for my little sister, and she has kindly given me a couple of photos to include in this video. But I made it out of Queensland Collection recycled denim yarn. So it's 100% cotton. It works so well with that yarn. So will I make this again? Because I did make it again already? Yes. And I really want to get a good DK weight summer yarn to be able to make this top with again, because this fits really nice. Hers fits really nice. And with the correct fiber in the yarn that I use, I think it will be an absolute staple. So yes, I would make this again. Okay, the next top I will be showing you all that I've made is Kezia, and it is by Siobhan Bell for Expression Fiber Arts. This is a faux wrap top, so it has the appearance of being a wrap top, but it is not. Let's first talk about the pattern. This was part of a make-along that myself and my knitting group did together. We chose it because it has a knit and crochet version, so the people who mainly crocheted could partake. It was a cool construction. I really like that part of the pattern that I'd never done a wrap top or a faux wrap top before, so I was excited to do something like that. I have two qualms with this pattern. Again, these are just my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with the designer itself. It's just my preference, is that it does involve seaming. It's a very small amount of seaming, but it does. And then also the applied I-cord. I don't know what, I feel like I tried a million different ways, but the way that it connects down here, it doesn't really connect. See, it looks like it's got a little nub. I don't know if you can see. It looks like it's got a little nub going on, and I just don't know how to connect it so that it flows seamlessly. But I do love the way that it turned out, and this yarn is so gorgeous. This is Tributary Yarns River Silk. So I think it's a 70% merino, 30% silk. The silk really jumps out. It is so soft, and it also has a nice sheen to it. This is in the colorway Orchard. I had to alternate skeins to be able to get this consistency before it was doing that kind of zigzag thing that can happen with hand-dyed yarn. It was not a big deal to alternate skeins at all, especially because it was knit flat. That made it a lot easier. It was knit this piece, this piece, this piece, seam, seam, ribbing on the sleeves, and then the applied I-cord. I do have to add some kind of clasp to it because it tends to show off the goods a little too much for my taste. Hey, you know, I ain't judging. This was really fun because I was doing it with my knitting group, and I do really love this top. Would I make it again? No, but with a little caveat that I really love the faux wrap look, and I think I would do that again. I might do it in a different way, but this was a really great technique to learn because now I know, and I could apply it to different tops and maybe try it my own way. I don't know, because I feel like you could, okay, that's for a different day. That's for a different video. Next, I have the Sailor Swift top by Kutova Kika, and this is she, this is her. Oh no, you're seeing my mistake already. I can see it so clearly on my camera. This is the Sailor Swift top. One of the reasons why I knit this top was because I love the way that it looked immediately when I saw it on Veronica Lindbergh. And I really wanted to try out Knitting for Olive's Yarn Cotton Merino, which I think had come out maybe the year before, but I was not really doing summer patterns at that point. So I was like, let's do that. I ordered this yarn, the main color. The colorway is Thundercloud, and then my contrast color is from Invictus Yarns. It's their Poetry base, which is a 50% superwash merino, 50% silk in the colorway Natural. So just added this nice contrast to this top, which I think it needs. I loved this pattern. It was so nice to make. This yarn combo is great. I did make one modification to the pattern, and that is at the bottom, instead of doing ribbing, because the rest of the top uses applied I-cord for the armholes and for the yoke, I decided to do a double knit band. So that's what, I don't know what else to say. That's what it looks like. And then I followed this YouTube tutorial, which I will link down below. Oh, all these patterns and yarn that I've used will be linked down below, by the way. And it is doing double knitting, and then when you bind off, it gives an I-cord look. I don't know if y'all can see it very clearly there, but it gives an I-cord look to it. I love this top. It fits so well. I will absolutely be making this again. This feels like the perfect kind of high neck template. And you can do so many things with this top. You can leave it as it is. You can leave it plain. You could do stripes. Obviously, you could do color blocking stripes. You could make a plain one and then do duplicate stitch on top and make a little design. I love this top. But holding it up, I don't know if you can see, I made a couple of the stripes larger than pattern calls for, just in, I think, one place, maybe two. So that's a good thing to look out for if you do this and you're doing stripes like this. But I love this top. I will absolutely make it again. When I ordered the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, I got another color to make another top. And this top is a t-shirt, and it is the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu. I'm pretty sure I saw Natalie with Knitting Natty making this, and I was like, that's a cute top. So Skyline Tee by Tori Yu. This is in Knitting for Olive's Cotton Merino in the colorway Lime Yellow. This is wrinkly. I apologize. I had never made a drop shoulder top before. This was glorious to make. This was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I need to make it again. I need to make another drop shoulder something. Maybe not a t-shirt, but a sweater or something, because this was so fun to make. And again, I used the Knitting for Olive yarn, so it's a fingering weight. The pattern was lovely, no notes. I made a mistake, which I will correct at some point, maybe. I always say I'm gonna correct something, but I never do. Anyways, I did the double knit here, and it looks great. Again, it's got the I-cord edging, but with this top, it gives kind of like a wavy effect, obviously, because the yarn has the stitches have doubled. When you do double knitting, you are knitting double the amount of stitches. With the Sailor Swift top, it worked. With this, it doesn't. And one of the reasons why I did the double knitting hem, I knew it would come to me. The reason why I did the double knit hem was because the rest of the top did not have any ribbing. This has ribbing. So it is not out of the question to do a 1x1 rib at the hem of this top. I think I just loved the way that the double knit hem looked, so I went for it. My mistake. Nothing to do with the designer or the yarn. Irregardless, I love this top. It's the perfect length. It's the perfect color, my favorite color. Atomic green, limey, yellow, in your face color. This is lovely. So this next top I actually started when I started the Sailor Swift top. I finished the Sailor Swift top last summer, but this top took me a little bit longer. This was on my Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino kick. I ordered this yarn the same time that I ordered the yarns for the last two tops. And the top I'm going to be discussing is the Mixed Rib Cami Handmade by Florence. This is Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in the colorway Terracotta Rose. This has to be one of my favorite tops to wear. To knit? Not so much. There's literally nothing wrong with this design. It is great. It works well. I don't have much more to say about this pattern. Again, lovely to wear. It looks so good, and I feel like it looks so good on everybody, every body. My girls look fantastic in this top. One thing that I did not do was I didn't do an applied I-cord here, and I'm kind of still on the fence about doing it because these do go a little bit deep, but it doesn't bother me so much. It definitely gives a little side boob, which is like kind of fun sometimes. Would I knit this again? No. And that's only because I have very little patience for a garment that is knit fully in any kind of ribbing. It has nothing to do with the design, the designer. It looks great. It's wonderful. I just can't. I'm way too lazy to do something like this again. But I did finish it, and that's what's important. I finished it, I think maybe in like March or something of this year, and I'd had it on the needles for probably 6 or 8 months or so. But if you like to do this kind of thing, or you can tolerate it, this is an amazing top. It's flattering, but it's not revealing. You know, like it hugs in all the correct places. I mean, look at the projects on Ravelry. I looked through so many of the projects of people that had made this pattern, and it made me really believe in this pattern because it looked so good on everybody. So there's the Mixed Rib Cami, and it is mixed rib. It's so much ribbing. Okay, the next top is probably no stranger to you if you've been on Knitstagram and Ravelry and knitting YouTube. It is the Sabai top #1 by Suzanne Mueller. I think this top has been popular since last summer, and it had been on my to knit list for a really long time, but I saw a wonderful opportunity to finally make it. I'll show you mine first. here it is. Oh, it looks so good. And I'll tell you why in a second. My friend recently purchased my local yarn store. So it used to be called Heidi's Yarn Haven, and it was owned by Heidi for 30 years. Heidi still works at the store. Love Heidi. But my friend Meredith bought the store, and it is now called Purple Needle Fiber Crafts. And being a friend and also somebody who loves knitting and all things fiber arts, I said to myself, how can I help? Please let me help you. What can I do? I want to knit for you, please. And so she was like, okay, you can make a shop sample. So I made the Sabai top by Suzanne Mueller. This yarn is Berocco's Modern Linen, and the colorway, I can't really find the correct colorway. I think it is a number. It will be on the screen. I can't remember the number exactly. This pattern was glorious. It was very easy to follow and make. I thought it was a really great design too. I love the ribbing that goes along the side. It is worked, so it's worked flat for these two pieces and then in the round, and it just looks so good. This faux I-cord edge works so well. It doesn't curl at all. I really, really love this top. And in the Modern Linen, which is 100% linen, when you skein it up and are knitting it, the yarn does feel like rope. So let me just get that out of the way first. It does feel like rope, which was a little daunting to me because I was scared that it would be hard on my hands and hard to work with. But once I started, I was like, oh, this just feels like yarn. It doesn't feel, you know, sometimes, especially when you go from wool to cotton, it can feel very rough and like your hands hurt, but this didn't really do that for me. It's so nice because it's a DK weight yarn. It knits up so much faster than you might think. And once you wash it, it takes on a whole different feel too. It feels like actual linen, like from a shirt or pants or skirt, dress, what have you, that you would get in linen fabric. It does that. It feels a little more rough when you're knitting, but once you've washed it, chef's kiss. I love this top. I actually snagged it from the shop because it is hanging in the shop right now. See, here's the little shop tag. Meredith said you can take the tag off easily, but I was like, no, I need to show that this hangs up in a yarn store. That's why it looks so nice. I plan on knitting this again. 100%, no questions asked. I actually have a plan to knit another one. So if you want to see a little something about that, let me know in the comments. This top is wonderful. It is 100% worth the hype. It is worth the spot in the hot for now. Hot for now. It is absolutely worth the spot in the hot right now section in Ravelry. All right, next, and my last summer top that I've made so far. This is the Costa Tank, and it is by Fibers and Pines. I love this top so much. This was a joy to knit. I finished it in a week. It is a DK weight pattern. So again, that Modern Linen by Berocco would work well with this pattern. But I knitted it in Manos del Uruguay Serena. Again, that's a fingering weight, or I think it's kind of a fingering weight. It might be closer to a sport weight, but I held it double. And this is in the colorway Caterpillar. It is 60% baby alpaca and 40% cotton. It is just so soft to the touch and lovely. It is all over stockinette until you get to, sorry, I have to see, until you get to the bottom. And these are eyelets, so easy to make and very simple because it is just plain stockinette all over. And then the bottom is this picot edge, which I am obsessed with. This, I'm like, I think I need to add a picot edge to everything that I have and own, because where it, like, it looks cute, right? Like this, I mean, this is a cute top, but then you put this on and you've got some pants under it or skirt or what have you. You can see the pants through it, but then you just get this like beautiful little flourish right here. And I love this top so much. It has an applied I-cord edge, which honestly I have a little bit of beef with. I'm not the biggest fan of applied I-cord edging. It looks cute. It just doesn't, I don't know. Like, look, it's still curling in here at the straps. And I do love these straps because they are nice and thick. Would I knit this top again? I think I would. It was so fun and easy to make. This color, this is my honeydew top is what I call it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Desmond. Here's somebody. So now what summer top will I be making next? My friend Meredith, who owns Purple Needle, came to me and suggested this idea of doing a summer top make-along. I have quite a catalog of summer tops, but I'm still so excited to make another one. First, I'm going to talk about the top that I'm going to be making. It is called the Vesna Tea. It is by Ksenia of Life is Cozy. So as you can see from the photo that I've posted, it is 2 different colors, and in the pattern, Ksenia suggests a fingering weight or a lace weight and a mohair or a Surrey alpaca. I believe she uses a Surrey alpaca. I've opted for mohair since I got this from Purple Needle Fiber Crafts. The first yarn that I'm going to be using is this. It is Madeline Tosh, and it is their Tosh Pebble base. Look at those gorgeous colors. So this is in the colorway Texas Tulips. It is 48% recycled silk, 36% fine merino, and 16% cashmere. It is so soft and glorious, and I just love these colors. They feel pretty springy, which honestly I feel like this top will be such a good spring top, because the other color that I'm going to be using is this. It is Rowan Kid Silk Haze in this kind of like robin's egg blue. I've been looking at the label and I can't figure out which one is the colorway number because they don't have names on here. It is a 70% mohair, 30% silk yarn. But these two together, I curl that around. It's gonna pick up on some of those blues in there, but will just be so beautiful. And thank you, Meredith, for picking out this color specifically. But yeah, it's the Vesna Tea. It has, what I call it, lace. And it has this thing called haystack stitch in it, which I did for the first time on another one of Ksenia's patterns. It's the straw flower shawl, and it was so much fun to do, and I couldn't believe I was knitting because I'm like, how am I making this right now? How is this coming about by these two little hands and this yarn? So I was like, oh, this feels like an extension, a wonderful extension of this pattern that I've made before. So I'm going to be making that for the make-along. Now let's talk about the make-along. So it is starting today, which is June 22nd. It will be going until August 31st. So there's a little bit over 2 months to make a pattern. There are 2 different prizes that are going to be given by Purple Needle, and it is for whips. So there will be a prize for somebody who is still in the work in progress phase, and then a prize for somebody who is in their finished object phase. All of this and the details will be on my Instagram and also Purple Needle's Instagram, which I will put here, the handles. So just make sure to look us up today. Again, this is a make-along, so you can knit, crochet, however you do your fiber arts. And I will have a Ravelry bundle linked below, created by Meredith of Purple Needle, who has created a collection of patterns, both knit and crochet, of summer tops. Some of them I've shown you today, and some of them might be brand new to you. They're not requirements. This is just a summer top make along. So anything summery, short sleeve, tank top. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you got something out of it. Maybe you learned something about the fibers that I used or the patterns that I have made. And if you have any questions for me, you can always send me a message on Instagram or put it in a comment down below, especially if you think that somebody would benefit from your question. Let me know if you're going to join the make along. I'm super excited about it. I will be posting a video in a little bit about me making the Vesna tea, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here, for subscribing. I'm almost at 1,000 followers, which is so bizarre to me. I just feel like we have a nice little space here to share with you and me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.